Hello, Year 12 and Year 13, and welcome to this week's pre-recorded assembly. We're going to be talking to you about a couple of things this week. First of all, I want to talk about something important that's starting at the beginning of the week. And then we're going to be giving you some key reminders on what's up and coming, events-wise, and also how, obviously, the return to school will be managed as well. So first of all, I want to talk to you about if you're watching this on the Monday the 8th of March is International Women's Day. International Women's Day is a time to reflect on the progress made, to call for change and to celebrate the acts of courage and determination by ordinary women who have played an extraordinary role in the history of their countries and communities. So that's taken from the UN website there, which has got a whole kind of page on the observances surrounding International Women's Day, which is definitely worth a look. Now, if you're after a laugh on this day as well, something to look at is also comedian Richard Herring's response to International Women's Day. The information on this slide here is taken from Global Citizen, and it says in an article that they published on here, it's probably one of the most frustrating things about awareness days, because there's lots of different awareness days that we have. For any day acknowledging the issues affecting a particular subsection of society, there's always the Twitter troll shouting about, yeah, but when's my day? And obviously International Women's Day is no different. There are lots of people that come out of the woodwork on Twitter and in real life and ask, well, when's International Men's Day, or when's this day? So every year, British comedian Richard Herring sets himself the task of replying to every individual tweet asking, sure, when International Men's Day is, because there is one, and it's on November the 19th, just to let you know. So if you're after a bit of comedy after a hard day of school this week, then just go into Twitter and have a little look at Richard Herring's responses to all of these, usually men, responding with when is International Men's Day, because they don't actually realise that one does exist. Also, though, this year, there always tends to be a specific focus for International Women's Day. And this year, the focus is choose to challenge. So there's a hashtag that's been created, hashtag choose to challenge. And the whole concept of this year is a challenge world is an alert world. And from challenge comes change. So we should maybe be trying to challenge things a little bit more on things that we disagree with and things that, you know, we think deserve change. So this year it's all about choosing to challenge in some way. If you have a little look on the website International Women's Day, there's more information about what this year's focus involves and how you can get involved in the cause as well. So just something to think about. And obviously with Mother's Day at the end of the week as well, it's a very female-filled week. Okay, moving on then. In terms of the return to school, obviously you've already had information out on this, so this just serves as a reminder. Next week, so it's only this week left for Year 13 and remote learning, and hopefully you'll be back with us permanently then. On Monday the 15th, it will be the return of Year 13 and Year 11. So for Year 13 coming back next week, you're just going to resume your normal timetable, but there's not going to be form time in the middle of the day, so you're going to have a whole hour for lunch, which will be nice. The following week then, the week before Easter, which is Monday the 22nd of March, Year 13 will still be in, but Year 12 will also be joining them along with Year 10. So for that last week before Easter, we'll have 4 year groups in school on their full timetables. For that, we could be following the normal timetable again, but form time will resume in that week just before Easter. Okay, remember that as well, for this 1 week or 2 weeks, depending on whether you're Year 12 or Year 13 back in school before Easter, school uniform will not be compulsory. Okay, we're going to have quite a relaxed approach to uniform, but also the school canteen will not be open. So it's important that you make your own arrangements for food that you're bringing onto site to eat during the school day. Any questions regarding the return to school, then obviously just email myself or Dr. Rowe, and we'll do our best to provide you with any information. But those are the basics. It's pretty straightforward. Until then, for your last week or your last 2 weeks of remote learning, just a few key reminders. Obviously, when it comes to live lessons, they're all compulsory. We need to make sure we're all attending. And if you've got a really good and genuine reason why you cannot attend a live lesson, such as you're really too ill to even just sit in front of your computer, or you've got an appointment that you really can't miss, then obviously good manners is just emailing your teacher beforehand to let them know. Also ensure that you're submitting work when your teachers are asking you to. This is obviously really important, as some of these pieces of work may be contributing towards teacher determined grades. So now more than ever, it's important that you're punctual with any deadlines that are being set by your teachers. Make sure as well that you just maintain that level of contact with your teachers surrounding any issues, surrounding anything you need extra support with, because if you don't kind of ask, you don't get. So it's really important you stay in touch with your teachers and ensure that you understand everything's going on, ensure you know when you need to attend lessons and meet deadlines, and to ask for help and support if you need it. But also, apart from your subject teachers with specific subject issues, then make sure that you're still reaching out to us as a sixth form team when you require support as well. Okay, you can reach out to myself, Dr. Rowe, Mrs. Giuliano and Mrs. Perks for anything that you need. So be it anything from just checking with your EMA's gone through, to, you know, wanting some mentoring or wanting to talk through something wellbeing wise, then never hesitate to get into touch with any of us. And for these last couple of weeks of remote learning as well, some of you have really started to kind of master the approach now and have really kind of organised yourselves, but just try to aim for balance in these last few weeks of remote learning. Okay, have a balance between, yes, being productive, making sure you're attending all your lessons, getting your work done, but also taking a bit of time for you as well, and making sure that you're having some nice regular sleep patterns, eating healthily, so that you have a nice balanced lifestyle overall. This will also help with the ease of the transition back into school, where you will have far more of a routine. What's on? Well, Dr. Rowe obviously went through in lots of detail all the things that are coming up in the assembly last week, and you know that you can keep an eye on his emails for all of the extra details and links and everything. Remember that some of these events require a sign up in advance via Eventbrite or something like that. Okay, so please keep an eye on that and get yourselves organised before the events, rather than just thinking you can turn up to them on the day, because that's not always possible. Obviously, if you just type in some of the keywords from ones you're interested in into your email with j.rowe, then all the details will come up, so you can make sure you know exactly what you need to do. But these are some of the ones up and coming. So this week on Tuesday the 9th of March, we have Creative Careers webinar at 5 p.m. That's in-house, so that'll be over Teams. We also have this week on Wednesday the 10th and Thursday, the 11th of March, Cardiff University will be running an event on science in health. So Dr. Rowe sent out the details about that if you want to check that out. That's not run through us, that's run independently through Cardiff University. Between Wednesday the 10th of March all the way till the 12th of May, Dr. Rose let you know about the Step into Oxmed talks that are going on a weekly basis. I think you should have signed up for these by now if you were interested. I think the deadline was kind of over the weekend, but just make sure if you have signed up to them that you remember the dates, you got them down in your diary so you know to attend. Now, this Thursday on the 11th of March, for Year 13, we've got a really, really important talk that everybody who is planning on going to university needs to attend, and it is open to both students and their parents. So it's the student finance talk at 6 p.m. We're going to be having a talk on exactly how the application process works, exactly what everybody's entitled to in terms of student finance, and all the kind of logistics of when to apply, how to apply, etc. So please make sure you attend on Thursday, the student finance talk. If you're going to university, it's really, really important you get your head around all that stuff. Next week then, on Tuesday the 16th of March, there's a school leaver affair, so there's loads of different live talks, Q&As, etc. going on here. Everything from banking and finance to IT and tech, engineering, insurance, accountancy, law, biopharmaceuticals. There's loads going on, so have a little look at Dr. Rowe's email that he's forwarded you on that. On Wednesday, the 17th of March, we've got the University and Apprenticeship Search Virtual Fair with loads of opportunities and information on both university avenues and ways into apprenticeships. So definitely have a look at that, especially if you're after more information on apprenticeships. On Thursday, the 18th of March, we've got a couple of things going on. So first of all, Church College Cambridge are putting on a live Q&A for Welsh Year 12s on how to get into top universities. It's run by Cambridge, but it's not just concerning Cambridge. It's also looking at your kind of higher level offer universities that are sometimes more challenging to get into. But on the same evening as well, anybody who's looking to improve their CVs, so maybe you're looking at applying for part-time jobs when the economy opens back up now, or you're looking at going into employment after sixth form and you need to make sure you've got a really good CV together, then please pop along to the CV workshop, which is at 4:30 p.m. On Friday the 19th, Saturday the 20th of March, there's also another virtual fair. It's the What Next virtual fair, which is usually a huge event that we go to in person, but obviously this time around, because of obvious circumstances, it's done virtually. So again, there's loads of information that you can find out about there if you're curious to look into what you're thinking of doing after sixth form. On top of all of these events, there is lots of information on apprenticeship opportunities emailed out by Dr. Rowe, and the Dr. Rowe mentioned in last week's assembly. So if you are interested in applying for apprenticeships this year, or you want to find out a little bit more about them for next year, then please have a look at that information. There is loads to keep you busy with finding out about. And just lastly, a little claim to fame. Thanks to Pranav, Lauren, Lily, Louis, Charlie, Beth, Matthew and Maria for talking to ITV last week on Welsh independence. By the time I've kind of recorded this, it might already come out actually for details when this will be on air. So look out on emails because I'm sure Dr. O will be letting everybody know. But well done to those involved, talking about a very interesting and sometimes quite controversial subject. So for the last week now, or 2 weeks of your remote learning, good luck, keep on top of things, keep in touch with us, and let us know if there's anything else we can do to support you. Take care, everybody.